Good morning, gentlemen. Wonderful day. I'm going to talk to you another topic. This time I'm going to talk about India. And I'm going to talk about the latest developments in Bihar. Now, Bihar is one of the Hindi-speaking states in India. And it forms part of the Bimaru group. What is that? There are 4 states in this group, that is Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan, and their small ancillary states. These states are supposed to have the least development and the lowest human index development. And unfortunately, Bihar is at the top of this list. It's a state that's steeped in feudalism at the moment, but one man has really caught the attention of the Indian nation, or rather I would say of the Bihar people, in a negative manner, and he is Mr. Nitesh Kumar. When I think of Mr. Nitesh Kumar, it reminds me of so many things, I remember a long time back I saw a movie, Once There Was a Crooked Man. It starred that legendary Hollywood star, Kirk Douglas, wonderful actor. I wonder if you have seen his movies. The story revolves around a man who is a rustler, a con man, and he goes around fooling the public and the people and collecting money and putting it in a big bag and burying it in the earth. He thinks he's going to be a big man afterwards when he's finished all his chores and people will remember him and he'll be someone great. However, after some time he comes back to that place, takes out the bag, puts his hand inside and is bitten by a rattlesnake. That's the end of him. I mean, it's not a correct analogy, I will say, but it definitely reminds me of Mr. Nitesh Kumar. Here's a man who's been Chief Minister of Bihar for close to 2 decades, and what is his result? Has he been able to improve the human index in the state? Has been able to do away with the caste system? Has he brought in development? I think the answer, all specialists will say, is no. In the minds of the general public, the only thing which I think he brought in 2016, he brought in prohibition. And thousands of Biharis have died drinking illicit liquor. All credit to Mr. Kumar. But his bigger contribution to the national scene is his ambition to be the Prime Minister of India. He feels he is the best material to be the Prime Minister, and come what may, I want to be Prime Minister. And what has he achieved? Nothing. He's been changing his political support from one group to another. The latest is he was a member of the NDA and ally with the BJP, and he left it to go and join the RJD, the party which he had left earlier on grounds of corruption. At that time, the Deputy Chief Minister, the son of Lalu Prasad Yadav, was accused by him of corruption, and he resigned on that issue. He said no. Everybody applauded him, said he's a great chap. But the same man has gone and joined the same group now. And he's forgotten all about what he said earlier. And this has been continuing. Earlier also, in the beginning of the 21st century, when Mr. Vajpayee was the Prime Minister, he was a member of the NDA again. He was a cabinet minister. Probably he thought, well, after Vajpayee, I should be the Prime Minister of India, but so way, he didn't have the support. He's something like Sharad Pawar, who's got no support outside Maharashtra. And even in Maharashtra, he can't win an election on his own. Same thing with Mr. Nitesh. He tried once to fight alone. I think it was in the 2014 or 16 election, and he won only 2 parliamentary seats out of 39. So that's his standing. On his own, he cannot win even in Bihar, let alone winning in India. So it's a very sad state of affairs that Indian politics is dominated by personal glory. Everybody wants his personal glory. And I wonder how he's thinking he's going to be the Prime Minister candidate in the 2024 election. Who's going to tolerate it? Who's going to accept it? The Congress will accept. Why? Because they're dead scared. Their two leaders, Mr. Rahul Gandhi and his mother, are facing a corruption charge, nepotism, in the National Herald case, and the charges have been upheld. I don't visualize any other support. Maybe the DMK, Stalin might agree, but I do not think there is going to be an agreement from Mamata Banerjee, who herself aspires to be the Prime Minister of India, or for that matter the Akali Dal. Nitesh is thus on a very tricky wicket, and the question arises, what is his aim? I think he should be realistic enough to know he can't be the Prime Minister of India. He doesn't have the All India support like Narendra Modi has got. Modi's got support right from the southern states, from Karnataka to Assam, and from Maharashtra to UP. Can our friend Mr. Nitesh Kumar say anything on that? But unfortunately for everybody and for the Indian nation, this Bihar leader, who has been the Chief Minister for almost 20 years, has done nothing for the state. Nothing. I'll have to be educated as to what is his contribution in the state. I've been to Bihar so many times, I find very little development there. It's a caste-dominated, caste-ridden society. And I was surprised when some of the policemen told me that even in the police messes there is a division on caste. I mean, I haven't come across such a thing anyway. I hope it's been changed now, but it was there till about 3-4 years back when I had visited Bihar. And I have travelled extensively in Bihar, because when I was commanding a unit in Calcutta, Bihar was part of my purview, my field. And I will say the Biharis are very hard-working, very wonderful people. But when you have leaders like Mr. Lalu Prasad Yadav, and then his son, and now Mr. Nitesh Kumar, what of the future? In my personal view, I think Nitesh has written his death warrant. Over. Politically. He's 71 years old, and probably he must be feeling, I must have one shot as the Prime Minister, and that is what has egged him on. And also the fact that he himself was losing support in Bihar. The BJP is gaining support, and also the RJD, led by the son of Lalu Prasad Yadav. He's a brilliant young man, and I'm sure he's playing Nitesh Kumar's game, and he knows very well what he's going to give Nitesh later on. At the moment, his priority is to displace the BJP, and he's done it. And the BJP must be faulted. At a number of times I have observed that they just want to stick to power. They don't want to bite the bullet. Now, it was well known that Mr. Nitesh Kumar is a turncoat. He keeps on changing his political stance every 2 years. Why did the BJP align with him? And he had done very badly in the last election. He won just 46 seats and was number 3rd in the hierarchy, and yet the BJP accepted that he should be the Chief Minister. Had the BJP called its shots at that time, it's not necessary to form the government, and it's more important to look to the future. They wouldn't be in the sorry state they are now. Talking of 2024, the BJP is on the back foot now, because the Congress, the RJD and the Nitish JDU are going to join together, and they have joined together, and the BJP alone is not a match for them. So what happens if they sweep Bihar? Well, they could sweep it, but there is a rider Modi will still win because he's got support pan India. He's not confined to Bihar. Modi will win still in 2024. And what is Nitesh going to do at that time? I mean, he must answer this question. I want to ask him this question. What are you going to do at that time? And what have you gained by doing all this Ayaram, Gayaram, you join one party, resign, join the other party, then resign, then come back to that party, then go here and there. And all the time, your contribution as the CM is zero because you are doing only this wheelie dealer politics, So, that's the bane of Indian politics, Indian democracy. As I've already maintained and said so many times, the Westminster model which has been adopted by Pandit Nehru and all these gentlemen, Dr. Ambedkar, is not suited to India. The sooner we do away with it, the better. You can't have people changing government every 2 years. Somebody comes, somebody doesn't go. And a big responsibility rests on the BJP. Unfortunately, the BJP may be winning the election, but they are not winning the way Nehru used to win. Nehru used to win 350 seats all the time in the 3 elections that he held. BJP has never won anything like that because it is still a party confined to the Hindi-speaking areas and Maharashtra. It couldn't beat in Bengal. It hasn't made a foray into Kerala. Tamil Nadu is another zero. That is because of a label which is sticking to it that it is a pro-Hindi party. You have to get out of that label. Become Indian. Hindi is not India totally. There are so many other languages. And I might remind what Field Marshal Cariappa had said when he said make English the national language. I know a lot of hackers, we will say, hey, you're talking nonsense. No. For the unity of India, that is important. You can't have linguistic fracas going on, and India was never divided on linguistic basis throughout history. Anyway, Bihar is one of the Hindi-speaking states. It hasn't developed. Why the Hindi states shouldn't have developed beats my imagination. I just do not know. They have, of course, produced a lot of political leaders who have dominated the political scene. Even George Fernandez, who was a Catholic and I think he was from Goa or something, he went and made a name in Bihar. Nitesh Kumar is now at the end of his career and probably is trying his last shot that he is elected as the Prime Minister. I wish him luck. I hope he can become. But I must add a very discouraging note for him. I don't give him even 0.5% chance that he will be the Prime Minister in 2024. And I think you might as well look at this video at that time and then realize that it's not always good to be like a crooked man like Kirk Douglas. You end up very badly. Okay, gentlemen, thank you very much. I hope you liked my short video. It's nice talking to you. Look after yourself. Take care. Subscribe and share this video with your friends. Thank you very much. Jai Hind and God bless you all.